How's it going, everyone? So I'm just going to be going through all my open tabs, which are way too many. I think I have 3 windows with all the tabs maxed out, and my computer's about to explode. So I'm going to scroll through these so I can look back one day and try not to forget all the stuff that I've got on my computer right here. So Missing Children Society of Canada. Lots of missing children recently in the neighborhood, even close to my neighborhood. Yeah, Gulf, Ontario, missing persons, plenty of people. We've got Google search for Peleton accelerator causing EMP. I'm just wondering what all the Peleton accelerators at the University of Guelph are capable of, because I know an EMP in today's society in a big city would just make everyone go insane. Nobody's really prepared to deal with a power outage. Okay, we've got laser PIXE machines. This is research, or this is a PIXE technology integrated into a skincare machine. So it's not just used for research and industrial stuff. That is nature.com. Laser PIXE using laser accelerated proton beams. And it appears to me that this technology can allow people to basically see through walls by using these proton beams or ion beams from a Peleton accelerator shooting at a target, and then the detectors are scattered around in different places, and they can read the feedback radiation from the target after being hit with the proton beam. And there's a little diagram of how this laser PIXE technology works. cmam.uam.es. An article titled The PIXE Particle-Induced X-ray Emission. And so when the Peleton, or when the ions hit the target, they eject radiation or electrons or something, which is picked up in a detector and analyzed by a computer. Let's see what else we got. Elementalanalysis.com. Proton-induced X-ray emission. Some more info on the technology. ScienceDirect.com has another article. PIXE detection limits for heavy ion projectiles. My Google search for what distance can PIXE reach, and this is Google's response right here. This is a website or a company that deals with data analysis. Is used by medical industry and other researchers. Yeah, let's see. Just a little bit of info on the Guelph Food Science Building. And they've got some I can't even talk right now. They've got some prefabricated machines that are basically growing chambers with sensors and different controls to control the environment. And more of the equipment they use in the food analysis building. Food Sciences Center, Phytotron equipment at the U of G. And this is them selling their research, I guess. You can hire them to analyze samples. Put the Advanced Analysis Center. ScienceAlert.com, alien civilizations could map Earth using signals from mobile towers. That's what you want. It's amazing these sci-fi-like article titles on these very popular mainstream sites like this, Popular Mechanics. What is this secretive Chinese sonic weapon exactly? Okay, heraldopenaccess.us. New psychological weapons make targets hallucinate. And this article on the CBC website, more disturbing cult activity, gang activity. Even just a general search for cult activity in Canada will bring up a lot of disturbing articles and crazy stuff. This missing woman from 1998 went missing on a Royal Caribbean cruise line, and it's popping back up in the news these days. Okay, what do we got next? Disappearance of physicist. Another person who was making scientific progress that just got disappeared. I think this woman, Amy Bradley, was into science or some sort of research that was something people probably didn't want her looking into. Okay, so here's Amy Eskridge, another smart woman pushing science, and she's disappeared. Food science building at the University of Guelph. How to weaponize gravitational waves. Don't know much about gravitational waves, but I definitely think that I am experiencing low frequency oscillations and ELF, extra low frequency vibrations. CBC article from 2021. Brain implant could let us see another person's deepest secrets, but should we? All right, here I've got a window open that is returning some cookie settings. That's something. Reject all. And this is npr.org. Brain implants that decode a person's inner voice may threaten privacy. Looking at some suspicious deaths as well as missing people. They always find a convenient way of getting you in an accident if they want you to disappear. Or if they can't make you disappear, then they'll try and get you in an accident. Oh, here's a disturbing article. News-leader.com. Dallas County killers ordered to pay $30 million to victims' children. nyc.streetblog.org. No charges as bus driver kills senior at dangerous downtown Brooklyn crossing. So this is something I'm also watching, that there's so many pedestrians being run over and killed or injured, and the driver just gets off with nothing. It's the newest way of taking someone out and basically giving the killer permission to do it, because they're senior citizens. So they're just old, they just make driving mistakes. It's no big deal if they kill someone. And here's some more disturbing stuff. Really into the disturbing stuff these days. Polysulfate, a scientific approach to soil salinity. So this has to do with glyphosate, which is being sprayed all around the Great Lakes, on the forests, because they say there's weeds in the forest. They don't want the weeds in the forest, so they're going to spray glyphosate all around the Great Lakes, and then all that crap's going to get washed into the Great Lakes. And the Great Lakes is the largest supply of fresh water in the world. So they're just trying to destroy everyone's good time by poisoning the water and making us all brain dead retards. So another thing, let's see. The worst thing about glyphosate is, or glyphosate, I misspelled it. Yeah, I wrote some posts about this and how glyphosate was discovered by a pharmaceutical chemist in the 50s. And then it was purchased by Aldrich, a company that is into mRNA research these days. Then it was sold to Monsanto, which is they're into pesticides and crop genetics. So the company that's into spraying crops with pesticides bought this substance from a guy who invented it while researching pharmaceuticals, and they didn't publish the findings for the effects of the pharmaceutical glyphosate. But then in the 70s, the guys at Monsanto were looking at water softening technology and said, hey, this glyphosate pharmaceutical might work well. So Monsanto buys this from Aldrich, which was purchased from the original inventor, who was a pharmaceutical chemist. And now Monsanto is owned by Bayer Corporation, the pharmaceutical manufacturer, which is almost ironic, especially since they call this stuff Roundup. Roundup is like the layman's term for glyphosate. So yeah, the Ontario government is planning on spraying this stuff all around the Great Lakes to get rid of the weeds in the forest. There's all sorts of protesters around there saying you can't spray all this junk on our forest and poison us because we eat everything in this forest. And Monsanto was also sued for something like $289 million just 6 years ago, because the guy who sued them got cancer from using Roundup at his job as a property maintenance guy at a school. So yeah, I don't understand how that's even possible. Like, this guy, the Monsanto gets sued for millions because it causes cancer. And now the Ontario government says, hey, let's spray it on the forest surrounding the Great Lakes, the largest supply of fresh water in the world. Yeah, that'd be a good place to dump pharmaceuticals. Good job. We're all gonna die. Okay, time for a video edit. All right, I've got a whole pile of windows open here. Okay, so I'm also looking into someone named Ryan Starr, who is the last person, or the last person that I'm aware that lived in this house, or lived in this basement apartment. Okay, I'm just going to edit that. Okay, so I'm also looking into a person named Ryan Starr because I received mail in my mailbox for a Ryan Starr, and I used to get a lot of it when I moved in. So I assume this person is maybe the last person to live in the basement apartment here before I moved in. There's a few Ryan Starrs around, but I'm not sure exactly who it was that lived here previously. So here's a good page. Ontario Pesticides Act. I'm sure this is a huge document, but I'm going to have to flip through here and see what they say about spraying pharmaceuticals on the Great Lakes. And just more research surrounding glyphosate. Canadian Science Publishing.com. Control of glyphosate resistant Canadian fleabane. So this is a paper on the U of G website, evaluation of chemical and physical control methods for the control of giant hogweed. I'm not sure. I mean, I got 79 pages to read. I've barely looked at this. I wonder if this is the reason why they're spraying glyphosate all around the Great Lakes. This is just one of the researchers doing weed research. They actually call him a weed researcher, which made me laugh my ass off, but heard that joke a few times now. So this is a weed submission for herbicide resistance testing. So if you're a farmer, you can send them your samples from the field. And if you're a farmer, I would not recommend interacting with U of G at all, because they'll probably do something insane and destroy your farm. Environmental and socio-cultural impacts of glyphosate-based herbicides. Seems like U of G knows it's not good for you. Or U of G stuff. I think this is the guy they said was the weed researcher. Yeah, he's a weed scientist. A renowned weed scientist. This is just a Google search for University of Guelph glyphosate. Lots of results. Guelph Today, Monsanto takeover has implications for Guelph because Monsanto sends lots of money to U of G for who knows what. Testing their pharmaceutical applications on crops. And if you search for Monsanto University of Guelph, there is lots of results. AI gives some good information making fun of U of G. I like how U of G is being made fun of by AI now. Maybe I'm the only one who finds humor in this. So like I said, yeah, Monsanto, owned by Bayer. I think their Tylenol is their favorite drug. Let's see. My computer's crawling. Bayer is a global enterprise with core competencies in the life science field and healthcare and agriculture. Who are we? Blah, blah, blah. I think they make Tylenol, don't they? Tylenol and Bayer are both over-the-counter pain relievers. Oh. So the people that own aspirin are the people spraying chemicals on the Great Lakes. I wonder if that's going to give us a headache or cure our headaches. Monsanto, U of G. Hospital renovation in Hamilton. When's this? Okay, CTV News. Alleged cult twin flame universe accused of coercing students into changing gender. These are probably the same guys that are rubbing their junk on my rock collection that's supposed to be delivered today. This is ctvnews.ca. They actually have a long video, an hour and a half video on the twin flame universe investigation. Bible Club evicted from U of T campus, and this is a long time ago, 1989. Group accusations of authoritarianism, cult-like control over members. Sounds like the U of T students I know. What is the Lakeside Church conspiracy about? I don't know, but I've been there. I've been to that church for a funeral. I've been there a few times for services when I was younger. And, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it was true. Guelph, Ontario cult. I think that's how I found that initially. Lakeside Church conspiracy. I think that is most of the interesting stuff I have. The rest is YouTube videos, which I might just post a link to. Yeah, I think that's about the end of it. That's kind of what's on my mind these days. Cults, gangs, missing people, drug dealing, pharmaceutical, conspiracies, high-tech research being used against targeted individuals, governments conspiring with corporations, conspiring with universities, immigration scams, making people disappear and then stealing their identity and pretending like they never died. I think that's going to be one of the newest scams in Canada, or probably the world. Church of the Universe. Yeah, that is something I heard about a lot when I was a kid. I didn't know really any facts about it, but it was just known to be the church where everyone smoked weed. And I think I will end this video on that note. I hope you all have a good day.